this video is focused on creating a response to a request for tender or quote. Once you've decided you're going to submit a response, there are a couple of different ways you can do this. First of all, you can just highlight by clicking on this little side part the request for tender or quote that you want to create a response for. Then under the search results little heading here, you can see actions. Under there you can click on create response. Alternatively, whilst you're in there viewing the details of the request for tender or quote, you can go in and open it. Once you're viewing it, you can either click on create response button up here in the top right hand corner, or actions, respond and create response, which is what we're going to do right now. Once in here on your response overview page, you can enter a reference number if that's relevant for you, a note to Wynnum City Council. You can attach documents here also. Please don't attach your returnable schedules here. There is places for you to do that under normal circumstances, although there might be the odd exception where you will be required to place your or attach and upload your returnable schedules to here. But if that's the case, we will let you know within that particular request for tender or quote in the instructions. So once you've completed any details that you want to add here, you can either click on to go to the next to go to requirements, the second section, or you can click on next. We'll click on next in this instance. Within here you can see we have the page for the first section of our requirements, respondent information and financial capability. So we'll follow the same method throughout all of the requirements to upload our returnable schedules. So in our previous video, I've shown you how to view a particular request for tender or quote, and from there you can actually download all of the attachments. That allows you to work on the returnable schedules offline, complete them all, and when you're ready to come and upload them, you can come in and do this. Alternatively, if you want, you can click on them one at a time and download them one at a time, complete them, and then upload them. On all of our requirements, you will see that there are some instructions and some details about the requirement itself. It will tell you whether it's weighted or scored. You'll have the attachment there. If you haven't already downloaded it, you can do that, complete it, and then upload it. And there'll be this little radio button to click. This is just basically saying that you've completed the schedule and that you are attaching it to this as your response for this particular requirement. To do that, you click on that little plus button, and then again on this plus button to add the file. Go on and choose the file wherever you've saved it. Select the correct one that relates to the particular schedule that you're working on. Open that, and then wait for it to appear in this little title section here, and then you can click on OK. So we're going to do that for all of these requirements. Note that if you click on next, it will actually take you to the next section. Now we have a number of requirements we need to address first, so we can either navigate to the next one from the drop-down list, or we can use this little navigation buttons on either side. We'll go to section 2, and we'll click on the radio button, add the response schedule. Once we see it in the title, we can click on OK. Now we're going to go ahead and do that for the others. For conflicts of interest, state whether you have a conflict or not, and then attach the schedule to either option that you've selected. Conformance schedule, so your conformance or to conditions of contract and specification. Add this one. adding your supplier code of conduct commitment letter. Now, once you've completed adding all of your returnable schedules and selecting the radio button to say that you've uploaded them and completed them, in replacing our statutory declaration schedule is this online warranties and declarations schedule. Simply read it. It is pretty much the same as the stat deck that we used to have. Just click on the radio button, and by this you are making those warranties and declarations when you click on the submit button here. So we've completed all of the requirements. We're going to move on to the next section. So we'll just save that, and then we can click on next to take us to section 3 in the lines. This is a lump sum price, so we'll enter our total price including GST, although if this was if this here was a schedule of rates, then we would have different lines to complete. So from here we can save this and then move to next, which now allows us to review our entire response through the sections. We can have a look at each of our items here on each of the lines, each of the requirements and each of the lines, making sure that we've attached everything that we should. Any additional attachments that we want to add to any of those requirements, we can make sure we've done that here. Once we're satisfied and are happy, we can then click on submit, and we will have submitted our response. Now in this video I've only gone through the very high level and basic items to create and submit a response. If you should require any further support, then please email procurementchange@wyndham.vic.gov.au, and I'll be more than happy to walk you through the process. Thank you very much for your time and your attention to this video.